What's up, everybody, and welcome to our second episode of Ladies First.
Yes, we did it.
Yes. Brief introductions if you don't remember us from last week, which you should.
You should.
Right? How could you forget?
Yeah.
Hello.
My name is Sean Scott, and to my left, I have
Holly Rock. This is Holly Young. Ready to go. Rock it out with the ladies.
My turn. My turn. My name is Dr. Afria Randall, better known as Dr. Free on the show. I am a doctor, an author, and a public speaker. That's me.
Okay, all right.
Emma Johnson, and I'm coming from three business entities. I have my Asher Collection, I have my Asher Wealth Strategies, and my Asher Production. So I'm in there.
Yes.
And
All
everywhere.
Okay, and I'm just sitting over here ashy, but we're going to get into our first topic today. The segment that we all love as a collective of women, our Mocha Express.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. So if you guys don't remember from last week, Mocha Express, we're going to touch on 4 topics really quick. Quick.
Mm-hmm.
In and out.
In and out.
What we got?
All right, what
Yes.
we got?
Our first one is tipping.
Mm.
Tipping in restaurants,
Mhm.
tipping for personal services. What is your motto, Dr. Free? Do you have one when you tip folks?
Yes, my motto is 15%. So I even go as far as I have a card that I carry around in my wallet, and I do. This is a true story. And I pull my handy dandy card out, and it has, tipping probably up to, I guess, $100 or more.
So it tells you the
Yep. Or other than that, I'm really like technical. I'll put out the calculator on my phone. And I'm like 15%, and then I'll usually go above that.
You're one of the good ones because that topic is so near and dear. I was out at a restaurant with my daughter who used to work in the industry, and she said, "Mom, they don't like to seat Black people, or they don't like to serve Black people." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Because they don't tip."
We'll give you a tip. How about you get another job?
And I was like, really? So that really determines how the service is. And I don't think that's right. So it's important to do. I know they don't get paid much, right?
Right.
So, and then sometimes the things that don't go well at the restaurant is really not the waitress fault. It's really something that's happening in the back. So I just, I want to break that we actually give people what they deserve. Now, a question I have is for people who do make a lot of money in their service industry, and then we still tip them. So what is that all about?
I think that's a hot topic too. When they've raised the minimum wage for service folks to like $12-15 an hour.
Yeah.
Is tipping still something you need to do? Because
Exactly.
historically it's just been because you're getting paid like $3 an hour.
Exactly.
But they get paid
in other countries, when I went to Europe, they didn't tip. It wasn't a part of that service. So I'm not sure if it's a
cultural
the U.S. thing, or I don't know. But I was like, do we tip? Do we not? And they said, no.
And what's the industry standard? You said you tip 15%.
I did 15.
I thought it was 20. Am I wrong?
It's 15. I
It's
think.
15.
And
It's
you
15.
can
But
bump
they've
it up.
raised they up the ante. At some restaurants they swindle you. I'm going to call it swindle because they push out the 15 and they go right on the 20, and it has it right on the receipt. Have you seen that?
Right.
I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to the 15?
I was in Jamaica and I had a massage done, and it was so great. I felt so good, and I tipped, significantly. And I shared it with my husband. He's like, "Why? It already cost you X amount of dollars."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "I don't know. I just tipped because I thought I was supposed to."
Yeah.
So, so in restaurants, the waiters, they're not paid much, but then some of the other, that massage was $200.
And you tipped?
Right.
So that would have been a chance that I wouldn't have.
Right.
Okay.
That would be like, the tip is thank you.
What kind of massage was that for $200?
A full
like
body. It was a wine.
Ending
Right. I'm saying.
Yes, it was a wine. It was awesome.
Aromatherapy, sound.
Yes, all of
Okay.
that. It was
Exactly.
great. So.
Okay, so
was it a meal involved?
It should have been.
It should
I
have.
know.
That's
$200.
right. A couple of drinks.
Yeah. So okay, so we all agree that we have to tip better as Black folks. Is that what I'm getting? That they say they don't want to see us coming into establishments?
No, I think she's just saying that we don't have a good reputation of being tippers, and if not that, good tippers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do so I know that the stigma is there.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you are getting bad service? Because then I feel like, okay, if I don't tip well, they're going to think, oh, she didn't tip good because she's Black. And I'm like, no, I didn't tip good because your service was ass. And I'm not going to give you money for something you didn't do well.
I think they usually know, but I always still give a tip, but I'm not going above and beyond.
Exactly.
I just
you do the 15.
Yeah.
Right? And
I might do 10.
versus
I might do
the
10, take $1 off,
And then I also give them a verbal tip. If they didn't do a good job. So
I like it.
And if they are not smiling and pleasant, I'm like, okay, maybe this is not the right industry, for you. I mean, I'm serious because if I'm paying good money, if I'm paying good money, I'm paying for the experience, and you messed up my experience.
I usually say having a bad day.
Like,
right.
Yeah, like
something like that. But yeah,
that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Let's go.
We going fast.
Mocha Express. Let's go.
We expressing.
Yes. Topic number 2 in Mocha Express is affirmations that we give each other as African American women.
Yes.
I love them.
All right.
Yes.
I do. I feel like we have our own lingo as Black women that only we understand. Like, a woman can come in the room and you like, yes, hair.
You do.
Come through.
My favorite is do it. Do it.
Do it. Yes.
And then another one, okay.
Okay.
You coming with it?
Yeah.
Work it. Work it.
That's it.
Yes.
Bring
so we
it.
don't necessarily have to say, Dr. Freed, your hair looks gorgeous today. Emma, I love the pink.
And the flawless. Yes.
Yes.
But
She's like, oh, Tool, come through. Tool. And she already knows automatically that we love her dress.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I love that about us. I really do.
Yeah.
It's
So
our
do
shortcut.
you guys compliment someone every day?
You should.
Yeah.
I don't know that I do. I know that I should because I actually appreciate getting compliments from Black women more than anybody else because we see each other in a way that other people don't see us, and society wants to erase us at any possible place.
Yeah.
So the more we recognize each other with the come throughs, with the bring it, with the slay queens,
Exactly.
I love it.
Well, let's commit today to have
Motivation.
compliments every day. Start the day, Holly.
Make it a commitment.
And make sure it's not an overkill. I mean, you can find something about what someone has on, just anything that you can bring them, some inspiration.
Yeah.
Exactly,
And
easily.
you never know, that one compliment can change somebody's
Whole day.
The whole day.
Because you don't have to do it.
Right.
People don't have to be nice.
Mhm.
So that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and we're our own worst critics,
Mm-hmm.
Black women,
Yeah.
towards each other. So
Mhm.
I like to see something that we work on in the future.
Good for you.
Starting now.
That's
is that
great.
We're
Great.
politer to each other,
Yeah.
even in passing. I always make a point. If I see another woman of color looks like me, I always say hi, smile, something.
Mhm.
I mean, sometimes you don't get a response back, but
Right.
I'm still going to do it. Just stop walking past each other and acknowledging.
Speaking, yeah.
If I haven't said it already today, you ladies look beautiful.
As do you.
Love it. Love
Come
it.
through, girls.
So
Yes.
work it.
I'm getting a whole Donna Summer vibe.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You know.
Head toss.
All right. I have been told Dinah Ross.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can see
We
that.
got that whole vibe today, so
That's
we
it.
love it. We love it. And talking about complimenting and being confident, Lizzo.
Wow.
How about that?
Come through, Lizzo.
Wow.
She comes through every time, whether you want it to or not.
Lizzo in Rio.
So do you think it is confidence or do you think it's insecurity? What are your thoughts?
Got to be a whole lot of confidence going on with that.
Yeah,
A whole lot of confidence.
Yeah.
To wear a two-piece?
Or as someone said, attention seeking. Do you think it's attention seeking?
I think that now that she has everybody's attention, she knows how to keep us all engaged.
Yeah.
So
publicity, all this.
Yeah.
Because she also wore an interesting outfit at the Lakers game, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she had her whole butt out.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
So how many say insecure?
I don't think she's
insecure.
Attention seeking?
I think she is attention seeking.
Good attention, bad attention?
I think any attention.
Right.
It's putting the ratings up. I mean,
any press is good press.
Yeah,
right?
That's it.
Yeah, because she's in the public eye. I mean, now, like I said, now that she has a spotlight on her, she just can't fall back and just be just regular degular girl. I mean, she has to keep on bringing it and being shocking and provocative. Because that's what she's known for. So now she has to keep that up.
And
so
she was doing this before. She was popular. She's been out in the game for years now. And so if you even go back and look at some of her older stuff, this isn't new for her. It's just we seeing it now. Right.
Yeah.
But I like it. Whatever it is, big up to Lizzo.
Yeah. I'm probably going to be mad if she loses weight.
Why? Me as person,
as a doctor.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I would love
okay, Dr. Freeze.
You know, it's Healthy Heart Month.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we run the numbers?
But no, okay. Let me make a comparison so you understand where I'm coming from. Monique, the comedian.
Yes.
Remember, she went on her whole campaign. Skinny women are evil and this and that. And she praised being a plus size woman.
Yes, she did.
And now she's doing everything in her power to be small and skinny.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it, whatever size. Please be healthy. But I'm going to pull the doctor rank here. Just it's associated with diabetes.
Right.
And if she, honestly, if she can say she's confident, she's living her best life. I love that part of it.
Yeah.
But it is, we got to check that past medical history book.
Right.
Yeah.
And make
know
sure
your numbers.
And I think, listen, making sure everything's up to par. But if she's good, eating good, because if you're eating good.
For sure.
But eating, if she's doing all that's great. Big up.
And I
eating
think
healthy is what she should probably do.
And she's working with what she has. I mean, I think, and I can't speak because I thank God and just my frame, I've never been overweight. And I don't know really if an overweight person really want to be, do they, I think they're there at that, weight and they may want to lose it like Monique did, she really did. So we just got to make up in our minds and say we're going to do it and then go for it.
I mean, it's all about body positivity, right? Whether you are thicker, whether you are smaller, it's all about body positivity. And I think that's what she's trying to express.
Yeah.
Is love yourself. Because this picture right here, if that was Rihanna, okay, there would be no comments
talks
about it.
No
right. There
talks.
wouldn't be any controversy.
Yeah.
Right. So
depends on what color it was and what she had.
Right. Or if she had it on at all because it's Rihanna.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But I think that's what Lizzo's, the point she's trying to make is like, I love myself where I am right now. And y'all can take it or leave it. Like, leave it if you don't like it. Ain't nobody told you look at this.
Switch to the next pick.
That's what I'm saying.
Swipe left, swipe right.
Keep on swiping.
Keep on swiping right.
So tomorrow is Valentine's Day.
Oh yes.
Happy Valentine's Day.
And she's wearing
is it Valentine's with an S?
It is
Valentine?
not. It is Valentine, but
right?
we just keep saying Valentine.
We just say Valentine's like people be like.
Oh, I thought it was apostrophe. Yes.
Right.
I feel like apostrophe.
But it is.
We know what
Valentine's.
Right?
That's what I thought. Valentine's Day. I'm going to agree with you right there.
The day of Mr. Valentine.
Valentine's
or Saint Valentine, or as belonging to Valentine.
Correct.
It's that man whole day.
It's Valentine Day. I'm sorry.
It's Valentine Day, but happy Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Oh,
just want to make sure I'm saying
you gotta pick one. I'm sorry, I can't go back.
And it's for the women, right? Where Sweetest Day is supposed to be for the men.
I don't believe in Sweetest Day,
but everybody does. That's a Midwest thing mostly. Sweetest Day. When I went to school out east, down south, who knew about Sweetest Day?
You?
Yeah, I did. But I started celebrating. And I haven't celebrated since I came back, but I think it's for men and women.
Yeah, I think both. If you're in a relationship, you both should do something for each other.
You should.
So does Valentine's Day, oh my God, have any
significance
for you?
For me, it does. Valentine's Day is always super important because my mother was born on Valentine's Day, February 14th, and also her mother, so my mother and my grandmother.
Really?
Oh, so every year it is. Every year it's so amazing.
It's so amazing.
So I celebrate it because of them, and then
I love it.
And then in came my daughter. She's on the 17th. So every year I always just do something special for her. So it's always a beautiful day.
You don't even need Black History Month.
I
Black Family Month in February.
Exactly. Everybody's birthday.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Right. Crew.
So Renee, you are married. Yep. Emma.
Yes, Emma.
Do you do anything special for your husband, your hubby on Valentine's Day?
He gets love
365
days of the year. So we always kind of go out for dinner or do something special, but it's not played up like, I mean, some people get, several dozens of roses. They get candy. They get the stuffed animals. He'll send flowers to the job, a dozen. Oh, nice. But, I mean,
to point that out.
I know.
We
celebrate each other. It's holidays I'm from that era, and I don't know about you guys. We didn't have like I was talking with him the other day. He said he's never had a birthday party. Oh. And so I'm like, you know what? I have to make sure he gets a birthday party on his next birthday. Yeah. But I would throw dinner parties in his honor, but not a real birthday party. So we're gonna work on doing that.
Yeah, you gotta make that happen.
Yeah, and we've been together, over 30 years. So Valentine's Day has always been a great day. I mean, I've never had a depressing Valentine's Day.
Wow, yeah, 30 years. I'm like Cameo over here. I'm living a single life.
Right. Exactly. Well, you got on that red belt. Maybe you can switch it around and turn it into
the cup. I know when she said Cameo, I thought of the same thing.
Larry Blackman with the red. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. I lost 3 on that. Emma got it.
I know.
That's the first thing I thought
about
it was
too. I was
that
like,
is so funny. I was with you. I was with you.
Valentine's Day for me has always struck me as one of these kind of Hallmark holidays of everything is overpriced.
Okay. You wait till the day after.
Right. And then the day after goes back to regular price. And I also think that, like what you were saying, Emma, that celebrating love in a couple should be every day. Yeah. I shouldn't need a special day to remind me that I need to express that to someone. So just being mindful when you're in these relationships that's an everyday experience, not one day out of the year, not even 2 days if you do the sweetest day thing. I think men invent the sweetest day anyway. They created it all on their own.
Oh, the men created
sweetest day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because they need their own day. Because we was all claiming Valentine's Day.
So they made up their
So they're like, oh, we need to make up our own shit.
Wow. It's always like the third Saturday in October.
In a random month.
Is there a man out here who can tell us when this is? Y'all know.
It's the third Saturday of October.
Nah, y'all like, I don't know. They know.
They don't deserve it.
I bet you they finna know in October.
Right.
The third Saturday.
Every third Saturday?
Every third Saturday in October.
Every third Saturday, October is sweetest day.
All right.
Okay.
There it is.
Remember it if you want.
Well, happy Valentine's Day to our audience.
Yes,
Enjoy.
Valentine's Day. Do celebrate love.
365.
365.
Yes.
Love and kindness.
Yes, absolutely. So that wraps up our Mocha Express segment.
All right.
Yes, our topics. I don't know if they went fast, but
it felt like it.
We expressed ourselves.
Yes,
if it wasn't expressed in time, it was expressed if.
Exactly. Absolutely. So there's so much going on in the world today. Every time you turn around, it's a new epidemic, pandemic. I don't know how we survived as children.
Right.
I ate dirt growing up.
It's like dirt. Listen, we had the 10-second rule or 3-second rule.
Yes.
So we were eating straight off the dirt.
Exactly.
It was Oreo.
Once it falls, you got 3 seconds to get it out.
All these food allergies, and I mean, it's so much going on. So now we have the coronavirus. Yes. Nothing to do with the beer.
Not at all.
At all. But we do have
I can speak to that one. It does not do Corona Light, or Corona Premier. They're all good. They're all safe.
Survey.
They are. No viruses from drinking that.
Shameless plug, right? She put that in.
Hey, Corona, if you would like to sponsor us.
So the coronavirus. We do have a doctor on set. Dr. Free, give us some information about the coronavirus because everybody's paranoid.
People, I mean, I have a lot of people approaching me about this, right? Even where I work, those of you who don't know, I'm a geriatrician. So pneumonia, the flu, the common cold
are deadly.
I'm gonna break you. You know, this is some breaking news. It's worse than the coronavirus in the United States.
Okay.
You know, it is. So the flu and the pneumonia are wreaking havoc this winter and fall season. So worse than the coronavirus. I mean, the symptoms are cough, shortness of breath, and fever.
Uh-oh.
And so that can be a lot of things.
Sound like a hangover.
It does. So I mean, it's scaring people. If you haven't been to China, and the city that it came out of, if you haven't been to China or been in close contact with someone in China for the last 14 days, or been close to someone in a close vicinity or within 6 feet, or someone with a confirmed coronavirus, so via blood test or whatever test they're using, you're straight.
Okay.
You know, so it's not as many confirmed cases in the United States, but you know,
so the folks going through airports here in the U.S. with the masks on and all the stuff,
too much.
It's just extra.
I mean, you need to use the regular precautions that you would just in this season, just washing your hands for at least 20 seconds, right? I mean, if you vaccines, do that. If you do that, those who vaccinate. If you don't, that's fine too. But get those flu shots, and just when you're coughing, remember to cough into your elbow. Right, cough into your elbow. If you're sneezing, using a tissue, throw your stuff away. You know, wipe down.
Wait, don't put it back in my sleeve.
No.
Wash your hands. Wash your hands after you blow
soap
your
and water.
nose.
Soap and water.
Hand washing stuff, because a lot of people are like, "Oh, where's the hand sanitizer? Where's the hand sanitizer?" And I don't believe in hand sanitizer. I think that's some bullshit, because all you're doing is like killing the germs, and you got dead germs on your hand.
It does work. It's a good alternative if you don't have soap and water. I think I saw somewhere that it kills like 60% of the germs.
Okay,
60%. So soap and water is a preference.
So you need to go and do that. If that's available as well. So could this be a way to just switch our focus? Could it be government behind this? I mean,
it could be
conspiracy.
But it's also
the
a real
Illuminati.
Thing, you know.
The Illuminati.
The Illuminati started coronavirus.
So I mean,
breaking news.
It's been around.
Exactly.
Listen, this virus has been around, or viruses like it. This is the human coronavirus, so it's usually found in animals. But so when people are working with animals and they're around them, they may get sick, and then the virus. What is the word I'm looking for?
Mutate.
There you go. Okay. The virus mutates and becomes a human.
Come through, teamwork.
So it mutates and becomes the human coronavirus. If you guys remember, back in 2003, 2004, we had the SARS. You know, I think Missy Elliott even put that in one of her.
Kanye West put it in his song. Yes.
So you have that. So that was a type of coronavirus. And if you even look on the back of the newer Lysol cans, it says human coronavirus on that. So you can use this Lysol to wipe the viruses out. So
the viruses that aren't even here in the first place.
That's it.
Exactly.
But it's on there. So it's not all to say it's not new. You know, these Lysol cans labels have been printed for a while now.
Listen, it's like Lizzo in the bikini. It's just marketing.
Yeah.
The people who have died. I mean, I've heard there's 1,000 that have died in China.
In
so
China.
Right.
You know,
I have a question. This might be one of those hit blunt questions. You know how you hit the blunt, ask a dumbass question?
Let's go.
If Lysol and antibacterial wipes and all this stuff, you know, the ones that say kill HIV, how come we just can't?
How come we can't just kill HIV?
Kill it in humans? How come we just can't take a whole bunch of those wipes and stuff them up your?
Oh no!
Stop. I'm just saying.
Because
how does it kill it on surface?
Just have it injected, if anything.
So viruses are like invasions of the body snatchers. You guys remember that? So it comes in your body and utilizes all of your organs, all of your system. So if it's outside of the body, it's not using that. So it needs you. It needs a host to do its job.
Okay.
There it is.
So we can kill it on surfaces, but we can't kill it within
inside
our body. That was my hit blunt question.
I mean, good question though.
Yeah. You need to insert it or inject it or something.
Yeah, good question though. I mean, some viruses.
We just keep praying.
Yeah. We keep praying. So wash your hands. Stop the spread of germs. Take care of yourself.
Maybe not go to China for a little while.
Not go to China.
Ixnay on the China.
Yes. Yes.
Although I got some China business coming up, so we need
Come
to clear
on.
this. We need to clear this.
Well, you might have to put that on
hold.
Or you might get a whole storage load of
Yes.
coronavirus.
Come through.
Stay in the United States and take care of yourself.
Well, I'm not worried about going there. I'm worried about
The shipment.
being able to come back.
Yeah.
here.
Oh, the shipment.
the shipment.
Yes,
Well, it
yes.
doesn't live on surfaces, so.
Yeah, but I gotta utilize the people to do what I need them to do.
Girl, what you got, a sweatshop? What
Girl.
are you talking about? What is going on?
Hey, that's another story. That's another episode.
She's like, next
We'll
topic.
talk about it.
Move on.
Okay.
So good hand washing, avoiding people that actually have been diagnosed with coronavirus will keep you safe.
Yeah.
So let's keep on the same little kind of topic with self-care.
Yes.
Taking care of yourself through your generations of life.
Yes.
Emma, you are the most seasoned person on our set here.
Yeah.
And you're a ball of knowledge. So you have to let us know, going through these different
You've already mentioned to us that you've never been overweight, so you got some good secrets and good tips.
Exactly.
So school the girls,
when you
the children.
know, and for being 50, the biggest thing is your peace, and you have to guard that.
Absolutely.
So right now, that's what I'm doing, making sure that everything that I come in contact with, things around me, it's a peaceful environment, and I think that is one thing that will truly, truly help you with your self-care. And I know we said we were going to talk about it from generations. Yeah. So that's for me in the 50. Of course, it can work at any age, but that's one thing that I didn't learn until later.
Do you think it's because you're able to be at peace more as you get older? And when you're younger, you're bombarded with all these other images and expectations that aren't even for you or about you. And so that's that peace comes with wisdom of age. Of like, man, I don't need y'all for you. I'm gonna do me and live my best life of what that looks like for me.
And that's what I heard too, because I heard Oprah say something about that at one point in her 40s. And so it does tend to start there, I think. And then when you're in your 50s, I mean, it's just on. Like you can turn it off just like that. Yeah. So, but I do want to be able to share those things with the younger people, because maybe those things weren't taught to us, that you can have that same peace, you know, in your 20s and in your 30s. So, I like it. So yeah, that's the biggest thing for me as far as self-care. I also, as we talked about, I think in the last episode, I go and work out. So that's another form of me being able to release, you know, taking care of my body, and, you know, just, you know, it's a temple. So the things that go in, that we put inside, as far as the things that we eat, consume, is all relative.
I think she said it all, guys. I mean,
right.
Well, this is not that hit it and, you know,
right. It's really, to me, it's about getting to some of these younger women that are in their 20s, in their 30s, experiencing all the insecurities out there, and really trying to find ways to talk to them and say, you know, look inward versus outward. Because if you're only looking for outward validation, you're never going to find peace.
Absolutely.
You're never going to find peace. Yeah, you got to know what's right for you.
A lot of things that younger women focus on will be so irrelevant and not important.
Yeah.
As you age and you get older, some people have said to me, if you could go back, first of all, don't want to go back. That's it. Thank you very much. I am fine right here being a 40-plus woman. I would never want to go back to my 20s, because I was a hot mess full of drama, looking for all the smoke. Exactly. I mean, I feel like I attracted all of that. Attracting, creating. If I wasn't creating myself, I was attracting it. Yeah. And I did not know what the heck I was doing in life. And I figured things out. Yeah. Thank God I was able to, because a lot of people don't come through or make it. They don't. So I wouldn't want to go back, but I do like to tell young women that everything that's so important to you right now will be so irrelevant.
And the friends you had then, you certainly don't have now.
You won't have them now.
And stay where they're at.
You'll be better off financially. Oh my God, the brokenness of your 20s.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest piece. But do you think that if someone had shared some things with you, I mean, we all have parents and older siblings or whatever. Yeah. Is that what it is? We didn't listen. So, but you know,
didn't listen, had to figure it out the hard way, and thank God I made it. Bishop Sapp never would have made it.
Listen, my biggest self-care is, two-part. I would say learn in the 30s, towards the end, boundaries.
Man.
That was my biggest thing. Setting those boundaries and resetting those boundaries. Like even with some of my closest friends and family members, I had to recreate those boundaries.
The family one is tough.
It is.
But it has to happen, gaining that independence back. And then, I always have to draw something back to health. So my self-care is I change something in my diet every year. Not dieting. I've never really been on a diet, but I change something in my diet.
In your way of eating.
I do. Like I remember now 10, 15 years ago now, I remember no longer eating white bread. That was like a thing. 1 year, it was more cucumbers or green peppers, spinach, just those things that I don't like. And I'm not a vegetable eater. But now I have I've developed a taste for them. And that has only been over the years. I stopped eating like sugar-filled cereals, or I started eating more fruit. So just being more aware of my diet. And instead of just doing a drastic health change, I just started changing something different, or making it a point to, like you said, exercise, just so that I will be aware. Okay, I said it easy go. Can you exercise at least once a week, or even
once a week,
or once every 2 weeks, whatever that looks like, whatever you weren't doing before, just make it a point to do it now, and you can start anytime.
And you build up.
And you at the grocery store parking far versus trying to get a close park, and then now
I can't go to the Quick Trip. I can't park at the Quick Trip lot no more. I can't.
I'm always trying to get a close spot.
No.
And one thing too about that piece, getting old, aging gracefully.
Older.
It's like, they used to say 50, you're going through midlife crisis. No, it's not a midlife crisis. It's a midlife evaluation.
Okay.
Because it's like you are probably at the point in your life where those years behind you is greater than what's in front of you. So now you're just looking at, okay, if I didn't get something right or do something right, I need to make some plans to do it right. So it's not a crisis. It's just take that time to evaluate.
I like that.
And a lot of people, as we age, that can sink you into a depression.
If you're not ready.
So
because it happens. And it happens overnight. Like,
I always have my
wake
tips.
Up like I used to wake up.
Suicide rates are on the rise in the geriatric population.
Yes. So battling depression.
Not a laughing matter, but
I think we should touch on that as well.
Yeah, and just as well as I do, Sean, when a lot of our patients, you look at their med cards, it's full of antidepressant, anti-anxiety medications. So, it's something to be said about that. We have to do better.
And, and we all have our moments, our down moments. And, some of the times that I'm down is when I go and I find people that are less fortunate. And I say, you know what? Things could be worse. So just going into a hospital, going to visit the sick, or going to volunteer at God's Kitchen, or any place, you're gonna get lifted, because you're gonna see that, hey, it ain't that bad. So those are some quick fixes that I think that we should consider as we're feeling bad and feeling down, that we go and we think about others and help others, and I bet that's gonna bring our spirits up.
That's a great way to battle depression.
And this time of year, I think, especially where we live, where it's cloudy 90% of the time, and you wake up and it's dark, and you go home and it's dark, that can be a real struggle for folks of not having that sunlight and that brightness and that vibrancy to kind of recharge the cells of the body.
Seasonal affective disorder.
Yes. All the sad.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Don't laugh at me. Sure.
No, I'm not laughing.
Because you have a diagnosis for every segment.
because we're here to inform. So we're not here to uplift. We're here to inform. Right? You have, like you said,
it's some fun things you can do to pull yourself out of depression.
Trip, vacation.
Get up, get out and do something like Outcast said.
That's right.
I never quote like a poet. I always quote rappers.
But they're poets.
They're poets.
Poet laureates.
They are laureates. Yeah.
Some great things.
Speaking of that, Biggie is getting inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, is
he sure is.
As he should.
Also, Whitney Houston. R.I.P. Today is the day.
Today was
Oh, today is the day that Whitney is her
It's
anniversary.
today?
Actually 2 days ago.
Yeah.
2 days?
Yeah.
I saw it in the news.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was actually 2
I thought
days
it was
ago.
yesterday, but what's today?
Makes
Oh,
a lot of
yeah.
sense.
Yes,
I was
you're
out
right.
the last night and they kept playing Whitney Houston after Whitney Houston after Whitney Houston. I'm like, who is bringing these throwbacks back? Like, what?
Yes.
Why?
That's
Now
the
I
anniversary of her
know.
passing.
Now I
Yeah.
know. I just kept ordering drinks. That's all I knew.
Well,
And was it the Grammys that was the day after or something? Because I know they did the tribute. Was it the Grammys or?
When she passed away?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the day before.
Okay.
Because she was at the Clive Davis party.
Right.
Okay.
And
Oh,
after
yeah.
his party, then she passed away.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's been a conspiracy theory now because of the
Illuminati.
deaths surrounding, you know, the Grammy Awards. So celebrities passing away. So yeah. Well, I'm depressed.
I know we're gonna pick
Thanks
this
for
up.
tuning in, folks.
Yes,
Bye.
let's up a little higher here. So
Well, maybe we should start talking about lust and love.
That's hot. That's a hot
Okay.
topic.
Lust and love.
Lust versus love,
Love versus love.
or
lust,
the other way
love,
around.
Lust. Ooh,
Just
maybe.
stick
I
it
don't
to
know if I can
LL.
say it. I can say it's
LL
lust.
Cool J. I don't know. What do you? I
Right.
lusted after LL.
I love him though.
And he
Absolutely.
still looks amazing. He just
He does.
good old Todd. He just turned 50 years old.
Old Ty James. Still
Right.
looking good.
He still looks amazing.
Yes. So love versus lust.
Yes.
Are you in either one now?
I am in neither one right now.
Oh.
I am in neither one. I might like one or the other. Maybe even a little bit of both. Actually, probably be the best thing.
Yeah, just
You know,
a little bit of both.
A little bit of both, but the best
Yes.
thing. I definitely have been in both of those situations.
Yes.
At a variety of times throughout my illustrious career.
As what?
As a whole grown Black woman.
How did you differentiate the two?
For me, it was about caring. So I can lust after someone and then not care. Or I can care about someone and not necessarily have the lust there. All right, well, it probably has both. But I would say I can be attracted to someone and not be too concerned about their day-to-day because we there for the one thing.
Right. That's good. Because I was saying that lust and love is like you're buying a house and lust is renting. It's not, you know,
right. It's temporary.
there's no investment. You know?
Right.
Come on, Nugget.
Wait a minute. What did you?
Exactly.
Wait a minute, Holly. What did you give me before the show? You know, I had some of that stuff. You know,
That was fun. I was even up there. You know me. I was running around with gym shoes on.
Yes.
yeah. There's no
Renting
investment.
and buying.
You know.
Yeah.
That
I would
that
associate lust with some type of relationship, or let's put it out there, sexual, some sexual feeling. Where love can be, it can include that, or not include that. Because like right now, I love all of you. Not lusting after you.
Right. See all this?
Right, exactly.
No.
Look over
Sean,
here.
yes.
I see what happened.
scrumptious. And I can hold snack over there.
Weight gain is going to all the right places. Let me tell you guys, that'll be on the after show.
Join us.
The afterglow.
That's
Right,
it.
the afterglow.
So
You
there's
never
a difference.
know.
There's a difference.
Lust is funner.
It can be
It's fun.
until that next day.
Right. It
Yeah.
can also have a
The walk
letdown.
of shame is not so fun,
No,
though.
It
not
can
at
have a
all.
letdown. It can crash really quickly.
Yeah. But sometimes, I mean, and when you confuse one for the other,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
and now you talk about those
that's the hard
20, the
part.
20s and 30s. You know, that feeling, both of them are so strong,
Yes.
and they can be confused with one another.
Right.
Then you just realize,
Either way, it's passion, right?
Yeah.
If the both are on the same level, it's okay. If you know you both are lusting, okay. And if you both are in love, if it's one or the other, it's not so good.
Yeah. The thing when it becomes a sexual relationship too, though, is because, especially as women, we tie so much more emotion into sex that sometimes it can be harder to differentiate.
Yeah.
And so you start with
Good
lusting,
point.
and then you think, "Oh, I'm in love," but you're not
Right.
really.
no,
Yeah.
that's a Hollywood.
But because
thing.
you've invested, it's a what?
That honeymoon.
Oh, I
phase.
thought you said
I
it's a
did say
Hollywood.
Hollywood. I did. I was thinking about you.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Back to my
Honeymoon
illustrious
phase.
career, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think that can be a real confusing factor for folks of recognizing when
Women
it went from
especially.
one to the other and realizing that it's not really that. I'm just feeling that from a physical standpoint.
Yeah.
And if you take your time, you know,
Mhm.
hopefully you don't have to deal with that, try to figure where that breaking point is.
Right.
You know, you start off as friends and you just kind of
I think it's hard because are you guys honest enough to admit that's what lust is, what attracts you to them initially?
Yeah.
Because you're attracted to someone when you see them. I mean, it's that. I mean, you know, it could be based on how you react to that and what comes later as you get to know that person. But that first attraction is all lust.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's levels to that lust now.
Yeah.
It's levels to that thing.
Yeah. So when I met my husband and he was pursuing me, I was like, he's not my type. I didn't never come in. No, because it was like, he's not my type. And he'll tell you to this day, you know, he was telling his little friends, you know, hey.
Not his little friends. You know what that means.
That's the type of girl you marry, you know. So I'm like, okay. So they were doing their little thing on the side, and I didn't even know that they were at, you know, plotting the whole time. So
he got you.
So eventually,
30 years later, baby.
Eventually, I was like, you think you kind of cool. You smooth.
Yeah. I have a problem with the love versus lust thing because I don't know, like you said, the cutoff or the boundaries. Because as soon as we get, you know, like the making love part or sex, you mine. We together. I said that the last show. So I don't know how to go from one to the other or the gray area in between. Like,
do you do or follow the Steve Harvey 90-day
I don't follow
rule?
anything Steve Harvey said.
Right.
Absolutely
because of all of that
nothing.
he's been through.
Steve Harvey can't teach no woman how to be a woman. I'm sorry.
No.
He's a whole
No.
man.
I read the book.
I would never
Did you not read the book?
let a man tell me how I should be a woman.
All right. Good tip.
Especially a man that has a history of cheating on women and all this other stuff.
That part. Does he know how to be a good man?
Exactly.
Right. I need to see some receipts, Steve.
Exactly. I never picked up a book of his
Steve.
or anything. Never.
Some of it was good. I thought I did read that book.
Clearly.
I did. And what it said to me is it really confirmed what you already knew. You know, it gave some insight into, I thought it gave some insight into some, you know, men's brains, some relationship tips. I mean, it's just like any book. If you apply it, it works. If not, you can take it or leave it.
Right.
I mean, you're going to learn those life tips anyway.
I think it was the messenger.
Yeah.
It was
kind of
him.
He killed that, huh?
Yeah, like, dude, like, it was him for me. That I couldn't.
Bad taste.
I couldn't get past him.
I'm all about if somebody's telling me a good message, you know, I can listen.
You can separate.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
I can.
Good for you. I don't have that talent. I don't have that talent at all. Just like, I don't like you.
Right.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I'm kind of like you too. I can spit out what I don't need and take whatever that's good.
It's church.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of taking something good out of a message or whatever a person's delivering, what about the whole Oprah? I call them GoPro. Gayle and Oprah mixed together. They're GoPro because they're just like the same person to me now. The GoPro interview that Gayle did with Lisa Leslie.
Yes.
First of all, shout out to Lisa Leslie
for
keeping it together.
Her composure.
Staying classy.
She was a true friend. And I loved how she answered the question about the rape allegations.
Yes.
And she got to a point where she said that's enough, and you heard it, and Gayle knew to move on.
She shut it down. She shut it down. But what Gayle's rebuttal is that they took that portion of the interview out, and the whole rest of the interview was great. They just grabbed that snippet, pulled it out, and turned it into something terrible and something bad. And now Oprah spoke out on her behalf, saying that she's getting death threats.
That's crazy, though.
And she has to travel with top flight security now.
Which Oprah will provide.
For their whistles.
Exactly. Clipboards, whistles, and everything. So is there any sympathy here for GoPro in this situation?
I think that when it comes to celebrity, your life is exposed. And so the good and the bad are going to come out no matter what.
Yeah.
I think that there also is tact that needs to be had, like we said, for Lisa, like to have tact and be like, listen, this is my friend and you're not going to come from like this. But we also have to look at holistic experience of folks. So for Gayle, I think, you know, she was trying to do her job as a journalist.
Yes.
Yes.
But she came for the wrong one.
Yeah, at the time. I mean, you know, being that no funeral had taken place. I mean, people are still mourning. I believe
the timing was off.
The timing. The devil advocate side of me is like she was doing her job as a journalist. It wasn't anything new that we hadn't seen before.
Right.
I mean, they often dig up their skeletons of any celebrity that passes. I don't know. I mean, and I think part of the Black community is, I guess, we come as a group.
Right.
You know, we came for as a group.
We're supposed to hold each other down.
So I think it was more of that. And
it's a lot of Oprah and Gayle Gopra coming after Black men. And holding Black men to the fire. Speaking of Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, and then the whole thing with Kobe Bryant. But where's the whole Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein? I mean, where's the exposés on these white men in Hollywood that were, you know, got body counts all over the world?
Right.
And they're not speaking up against them, but they're speaking up about allegations against Black men that are revered.
They're in the limelight, and they're going to go to the go-tos, which are the Gopras of our. So they want them to cover Black news because they're more credible in a sense in our eyes. So not that we've heard about the Harvey Weinsteins, but you know, it's just like on to the next.
He's in jail right now anyway. It's not like he's out here free no more. He's in jail.
When did he go to jail?
He went to jail a while ago.
He is.
He's been in jail.
Harvey Weinstein in jail?
Been in jail.
He's not in jail.
Are you sure?
I think
somebody Google this.
I'm sure.
I need someone.
I'm sure he just went to court.
Somebody got a phone up in here.
But you know,
production.
I'm serious.
Google of Harvey Weinstein. I'm pretty sure he just went to court.
Alexa?
And he totally fell asleep in court a couple days ago.
You can go to court and be in jail at the same time.
But
they'll take you from jail to the court.
He walked into court out of the black SUV with a walker for sympathy.
Wow.
Well, we'll find out next show.
Fell asleep
Right.
in court,
Exactly.
but he's totally not in jail. He just had a party a couple days ago before his court date. So that's why they were saying he fell asleep in court, because he was turned up all night long.
He was hungover the night before.
Yes.
Dang, I was feeling a little more confident. I thought that man was in jail.
He is still out here turning all the way up.
Oh.
So I want to make a comment on this. I mean, everybody's been talking about it. When we were having our little watercolor annual meeting, we were talking about, so everybody says, oh, she was doing her job. But at some point, I just think that we, as Blacks, when we're in roles and position, that we need to change that and say,
change the narrative.
yeah, I'm going to support my people and be in those roles that allow you to do that. So I think that given the time frame, it was so soon after this all happened. I'm not a diehard Kobe fan. I don't even really know him that well, other than that we had a dog named after him because my daughter named him. But it was too soon, and I just think that you know, when people die, you need to speak well of them.
Yeah.
And to me, that did not need to be brought up. So
not in that moment.
Yes,
and production did confirm that your boy still out here
running
the
still out
streets.
here. Okay. He's having parties and passing out.
Weinstein is still in the streets.
Oh.
So
that's who going to his parties?
That's even more for them to be out there interviewing
Cuba
him.
Gooding
Jr.
Cuba.
She dusted off Cuba.
Yes.
He's next.
He is next. Oh my God. But did you guys see also, now this was out there too, where Oprah, as a somebody was interviewing her and they asked her, did she ever want to be white? And she said yes.
When she was a little
And
girl.
when she was
said
a little
that.
girl.
Yeah, but she blamed it on
There's another blame.
Well, that was
nappy hair, people, you know, they're teasing her as a kid. That made her want to be someone.
Really?
That's what she said.
I have never.
Have you ever? Never?
Never.
No.
Never ever?
Never.
Ever?
Now I would wear my Brazilian hair or whatever, but hey, I have long hair under this wig. So so that has
not under the wig, Emma.
Under this wig.
Under this wig.
Yes.
It's just a whole bunch of more inches.
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen it. I seen it in the video. I saw it. I saw her hair. It was pretty. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, no, I've never wanted to be white.
I haven't either.
I think it's boring.
I mean, I don't have nothing against the culture, but no, I haven't. I love being black.
It's so fly.
Right, the
We
culturally
are
appropriated.
just so fly.
I'm happy.
Exactly.
One of my patients asked me that though.
Did you want to be white?
Yeah. Do you want to be white?
Did you
Wow.
say
What
why?
does that even mean? Like, I don't
It
get
means what it means.
For someone to ask you that?
No.
He did.
That's
Did you ask him
crazy.
why he thought you might want to be?
It was a conversation about just me being the only African American or being an African American doctor. Actually, a sweet guy, one of my sweeter patients, and we would have these open and honest conversations. And we were having a conversation because he was mad at what he heard about me.
Oh.
And so he got into an argument with another resident and called him a bigot. And I was like, not a bigot, sir. He was in his 90s, but he was telling me how just different places, and he was in Detroit at the time of the Detroit race riots. So he was like just honestly asking me.
Wow.
So let me give you some context here. But honestly asking, have you just any time in your life have you ever wanted to be white? And to that, I mean, my answer is no. God bless me with what I have, and I'm
With
definitely
this
okay
hair,
with that.
This melanin. I mean,
I'm
what
okay
would you
with
do
that.
without it?
I wouldn't know what to do.
Be a
Sunburn.
jar of mayonnaise.
I love
I don't
it.
care if
People
y'all
so
want to
much.
be PC about it.
Listen, my watercolors, shameless plug. Last year,
Like the
we-
fifth one.
We're going to get a watercolor count. That's
we
10
did.
actually.
We did the video. We did the video, which was awesome by 10 media, and somebody put on there after viewing it. They was like, "How to be black," because that is what it was. It was a party for us.
We come fly, we come with hair, we come with fashion, just swag.
Setting the trend.
Or as my niece would say, drip.
Drip.
Right.
The drip.
Yes, the drip.
Speaking of drip,
The
New
wave.
York Fashion
New
Week.
York fashion.
Yes.
Let's go there.
Heart be still. My favorite designer in the world right now.
Okay.
This week.
Laquan Smith. His runway show for spring 2020 blew me away because y'all know I love black. Black on black crime.
That's some black on black.
Has to stop. Do y'all see this? Oh,
The leather.
Ooh,
I love it.
I love everything about his
But
runway.
look at their skin. I mean, are we paying attention to their
The
skin?
skin, the everything.
Everything is just
They're
rich.
coming. They're
A
coming.
beat still my heart.
Coming
Melanin.
correct.
Right.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I wear
So
leather
fly.
in any season. I don't care. When our first show,
Why shouldn't you?
I put some leather on.
Yeah,
I wear that leather.
Absolutely. There's no
Yes.
rules to when
It's
you can
nothing.
wear
Like the
leather.
white, you can wear that after
Labor
Labor
Day.
Day. Forget that.
Right. Clearly.
Yes.
I mean,
Fashion is
you're
all
proving
about
it.
you.
It works.
It's all about you.
Yep. It's all
What
about
works
you.
for you.
Right. What do you love, Sean, about Laquan's lines?
I like some of the models that he uses. First of all, he always has models that have beautiful dark skin. The symmetry of his designs, I love that. Everything, it's not just your A-line cut things, or it's not. It's so edgy and unique to me. And he makes clothes for women of all sizes.
And it looks like you would do well in this show, by the way.
Exactly.
Right.
You
So,
would
hit them
model.
up, Sean.
Thank you. I'm gonna have to tell
Exactly.
them, hey,
Laquan.
Go through
Corona.
that. What do they call it?
Come
The
through.
DM? Is that what they call
hit
it?
them up in the DM.
Go through the DM.
Come on.
But
See, I don't know nothing about the DM,
Oh,
but
you know
She got that
something.
from us last
Right.
week.
You knew enough of it to say it.
But he mixes a lot of textures, which I love. I
Yes.
love mixing textures.
Yes.
I love a little sheer to give a little sneak peek,
Mhm.
and love a crop top, love a hot pants, and of course I love black, and his whole
Have
runway
you ever
was
been
all black.
to New York Fashion Week? Have you ever been?
I'm embarrassed to say no.
I haven't either, but
We have to go.
We need to.
Let's plan it.
Yes,
Sure.
I even know the designers
Ladies
I
first,
would
New
love.
York Fashion Week.
Yes,
2021.
2021.
Yeah.
There we go. I have a list of designers that I need to go to their shows, so we should do it.
I would
Let's
love
do
to.
it. We should do it. So spring 2020, fashion trends.
Let's go. What you got?
Yes. So according to like Marie Claire magazine and Vogue and all, they always set the tone. And then Fashion Week, the runway usually sets the tone too of what's going to be hot in the spring. So big bags. It's okay this year to carry a big ass bag in the summer.
Year, as far as I'm concerned.
Everybody always has a big bag.
You usually go to your smaller.
Right.
Because
you're carrying your sink.
I put my small bag in my big bag. That's what I do. My small bag is in my big bag.
I'm a bag lady, so I usually have several bags.
Right, exactly. I got the bag.
And I am the one person bag. I've had the same purse for.
No,
you don't want to know.
I love the color.
I'm not ashamed.
Yes,
the color, the texture.
Yes, so the bright colors are here for the spring 2020.
Help me out.
Well, they're calling it a highlighter palette.
Okay.
So any color that you will see as a highlighter will be hot for you to wear.
Okay.
All right.
Spring
that neon
2020
green
yellow.
And all that.
Yes,
the
oranges, the yellows,
love it.
Yeah, so bright colors. I don't know if I'm gonna fare very well because I don't like the bright colors.
And I don't know why
It
you
would
wouldn't.
so good
Yes, it would look
And yellow.
so beautiful.
I love a good yellow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
I have pieces in my closet. I buy them.
But you
I
just
don't wear them.
Why buy
And
that?
your lipstick is so pretty.
I gotta
so
figure
it's
it
like,
out.
the bright colors.
Yeah.
That would be just beautiful on you.
So we have the bright colors and we have the crochet. So remember when you were a little girl and your grandmother used to be crocheting you that stuff, girl? And you'd be like, what is this?
Right.
You could take 2 of those oven mitts.
Put
Maybe,
them out
maybe
there.
you could have took 2 of them. I might need more than 2.
Make you a little bra top.
And
So,
that's
yeah.
another trend too. The decorative Brazils or whatever you want to call them that you can wear with like a jacket.
Oh, like Selena.
Yeah.
Salinas.
Yes.
I also saw that feathers. That's hot for
Oh,
2020.
really?
Yeah, different things with
Not-
feathers.
you're not a feather
Feathers.
girl.
Right. There was something I saw though from Fashion Week, and the designer's name is Renee Tyler, and she did a whole plus size show.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I had to tune in, and there was feathers on that. It was listen. I
Did it
had to
make
go
you
to her
want?
website, be like, let me see how I can finance this dress.
Yeah.
And it had.
Did you like the feathers?
I like the whole damn
Yeah.
thing. It was so amazing. It was also $1,500. So you
Well,
know.
I had a feather dress on last week, and I was like, you know what? I should have put it on today, but it didn't match our little color palette
okay.
today.
We got more
So,
shows to come.
Yeah.
Bring on the feathers.
Exactly. Bring it on.
And speaking of expensive, I had a dress on Sunday that I saw that J-Lo had on.
Oh, I
And it
saw
was
your post
so
about that.
Inexpensive. So you can find like, the
Oh,
replica.
I'm gonna come up with a 15 though. I need that dress.
Okay.
We must have a show like that.
It's
At some
Right, exactly. Buy a car, buy a
Wow.
dress, buy a couple things.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you coming through the crochet this summer?
I might.
Crochet halters?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might if I find something like
All right.
Renee said, a replica of something.
yeah.
I won't
I
be
don't know.
purchasing any of that.
No.
on the runway.
All right.
Right.
But, yeah, definitely
Two
some
minutes.
replicas.
Does your granny
Okay,
still
close
crochet?
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does
So
your granny still crochet? Cause she's
My mom does.
okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So
All right.
Handcrafted.
I'm here for it. So we're into like our second month of the year, in the middle of the month.
Yep.
New Year's resolutions.
New Year's
Before we
resolutions.
check out of here tonight, did anybody make any? And are you still on track and accomplishing?
So I don't do resolutions, but I do make contracts with myself of what I want to accomplish over the course of a year and be very intentional about that. So I take a big piece of paper, write it all down, and hang it on my bedroom wall. So every day I see what I want for myself and sort of manifesting that going forward. So it may not be a very specific, but it can definitely be actionable.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Well, I didn't make any.
No.
Well, that's all right. Then you on track, right?
My new year starts every May, which is my birthday. So I don't make no New
That's
Year's
it.
resolution. So
At the beginning of the year, instead of creating a vision board, I created a word board. And my word board was my word of choice was reset.
okay.
So yeah, it's happening. It's
Nice.
going down in my life. So it's been a good year so
That's
far.
what's
I
up.
hang it up.
All right.
That's what's up.
Big things popping.
That's good. I
Little
love
things
it.
stopping.
Right?
Mhm.
All right, ladies. So
It's been real.
it's been real.
Yes.
Our
Did it again.
Second show in the
Did it
bag.
again.
That's right.
Absolutely. So you guys, thank you so much for your
Yes.
continued support.
Mhm.
We've been
Keep
getting so
coming
much
out.
feedback from our previous show. Keep it coming.
Yes.
Because we need the constructive criticism from all of you guys.
The dialogue,
the shares and the likes and the follows for that part too.
Yeah.
And thank you for all who have.
Yeah,
so we're doing great.
Yeah. So follow us on social media. We're on Ladies First TV on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
On Instagram, we're Ladies First _TV. And you can follow me on IG at Miss Scott 1839.
At Holly Young.
Emma Johnson, Facebook.
Dr. Afri Randall on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check my website out. Holla. drafrirandall.com.
Right.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you.
Thank y'all for tuning in.